What results did I achieve with Mike's coaching? So I've worked with him twice, and both has been game-changing for my fitness, my life, my mental health. The first time I worked with him was back in 2022, where I shed off all the body fat I had. I would consider myself as like a skinny fat back in 2022, like Nate Diaz. Mike worked with me to be able to get to about like 8% body fat, which was life-changing. The crazy thing was I thought that the way I was eating was healthy and that the way I was working out was healthy, and it wasn't. So he completely changed my perspective on eating, sleeping, working out. I'd work out way too much. But the big thing was I actually had abs, and I've been able to maintain that over the years since 2022. The second time was putting on about 15 pounds of muscle and eating the right things, eating at the right times, eating before workouts. And it just completely changed my life. And I cannot thank Mike enough for that, because how I thought I was eating was great. And I always thought people that track calories were silly and goofy, and had heard the word macros, but never meant much to me until I got on that plan. And it's changed my life, and it's changed my family's life. Opinion on Mike's service. So would 100% recommend Mike. One is he gives you all the pamphlets, the documents that you need to know going into the plan. He also has an app that you use to be able to track all your workouts, calories, stuff like that. And what I really enjoyed about Mike and like about the service is the accountability. It's something different when you have someone who is having you track photos and fitness and weight to actually be accountable to that. And when you track your photo on Monday, did your weight go up? Did it go down? Why did it go up? Why did it go down? And to the photos, is there actual progress? And Mike does a great job at communicating back with you on any questions, phone calls. I had a lot of questions. I didn't understand how the macro piece worked or how many calories I should be consuming and why. I asked a lot of why questions, and Mike was extremely patient. Could not recommend him enough. My mindset before working with Mike, well, one, it completely changed, because what I thought was healthy, what things that I would have in my kitchen or food that I would consume and times that I would consume completely changed. And it made me look at labels very differently. It made me look at when I would eat very differently. And honestly, I'm going to carry that for the rest of my life. Like, I don't look at food the same. My relationship with food is not the same. And I owe complete credit to Mike on the education piece. I would have never fasted. I would have never implemented specific workout routines. Back before I worked with Mike, I worked out way too much. And I thought that working out more would allow me to get the results that I wanted. It was actually the opposite. I needed to work out less and very specific workouts that he trained me on. And sleep, recovery, nutrition, all of that. So the number one thing I will say, though, that has changed my life forever is learning the macro piece. You look at how you ate foods before, it's never the same. And it's funny because I passed these learnings to my family, and now my family's had success on that. So he completely changed my life and also my family's life. Did I have any doubts before working with Mike? I had the doubt that there's no way I could actually have a body that looked, when you see Mike, you see his six-pack abs and the guy looks jacked, and I'm like, oh, it's just genetics. So I had the doubts of, what if my body doesn't look anywhere near close to that? And I was able to prove the doubts that I had, insecurities, to be false, because I've been in the best shape of my life for the last 4 years. And that was the only doubt that I had. I had initial doubts on, like, why would I be fasting at these times? Why am I cutting back on carbs? Why am I eating so much food at this time and changing up these foods? But it was only doubts because it's things that I never experienced before. So more than anything, it's been a learning process. I would recommend Mike's service to anyone if you're serious. Because before I signed up with Mike, I actually signed up with him 3 times. The first time, paid for everything, was about to go on this big trip, and I told Mike a week after paying, like, hey, Mike, by the way, I'm going to be going to Africa, and, do you mind if I eat certain foods during that time? Will it not really matter? And Mike was like, hey, if you're not going to take this serious, I'll just send your money back right now. And I was like, what? Like, this guy's going to give me my money back? And the reason why I'm saying that is because when I he refunded me, and it took me 4 months to take it serious. When I finally was like, you know what, let's see what happens if I actually commit to this plan for 90 days. It was the best decision of my life, because you need to go all in. The results aren't just gonna happen. You can't just have a goal on a piece of paper. You actually need to commit to all of them. So what I would tell anyone that is actually serious about this program, if you follow the plan to a T, you ask questions, you do the workouts, you're gonna get great results. If you're not serious, don't worry about it. But I cannot recommend Mike enough. He's changed my life, which has impacted my mental health, impacted the relationships that I have, attraction. So highly recommend Mike. Love that guy. Great service.